Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Ben Olson, that's Nathan Fox. We're the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. We have an email here from Jazz.
Says, hello, I am currently a junior and I'll be taking the LSAT in August of 2024. I just started studying and I scored a diagnostic of 141. Since the test won't have logic games, is the effectiveness of studying logical reasoning essentially doubled? And if that's the case, should I study LR more than RC if I'm at the same scores, or should I keep it even? Lastly, can I expect to see faster than usual progress since there are no games and the time I would spend studying that is spent studying RC/LR? And if I do, and I am ready to take the test a few months before August, should I study logic games and take one test with it and one without it? Or should I just stick to LR and RC? Thank you, Jazz.
A lot of questions there.
Yeah.
Yes, so the effectiveness of studying LR has essentially doubled because now it's worth twice as much of your score as it was before. Should I study LR more than RC if I'm at the same scores? I wouldn't think too much about it. You just want to keep bringing both of them up. They're still both a significant part of your overall score.
I mean, I would say that when the balance of the test changes, then yeah, the rough balance of your study time should also change. So right now, with games, RC, and LR all still part of the test, you're going to roughly apportion your time 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 to study the three main areas of the test. Of course, whichever one you're the worst at, you should probably spend a little bit more of your time there. Whichever one you're the best at, you should probably spend a little less of your time there. Don't do what a lot of students do, which is like focus on their best section first.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on your worst section more than the sections that you're better at. And then, yeah, we've already built this change into the Demon, by the way. If you're sure that you're not going to take the test with games, you can go into your advanced settings in LSAT Demon and you can toggle all the games off so that the tests instantly turn into 2 LRs, 1 RC. Logic games will just disappear from all your drilling. And then, yeah, when you're prepping, I would say you should probably be doing like timed sections, right? We've always said you should do at least one timed section of each type per week. I think that I'll start saying you should do 2 LRs and 1 RC per week.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly one full test per week. You don't have to do it all in one sitting, though. You can do one section today, one section on Thursday, section on Saturday, and you're good. Right now, I would do LG, LR, RC, or whatever order, doesn't matter, but I would do one of each. If you really are just studying for August of 2024 and beyond, I would probably do LR, RC, LR again. Because yeah, LR is gonna be the game. It's like 2/3 of the test is gonna be LR starting in August. So yes, I think people should probably emphasize LR. Do you think that's
Yeah.
going to mean students make faster than usual progress, though?
Maybe. So obviously now people only have to study 2 sections, right? You can focus more on those 2 things and in theory improve faster in them. At the same time, people did make a lot of quick progress in the games because once they understood how to do them, they could make some fast progress there. It's going to depend on the person. In some ways it doesn't matter because this is what we're going into. So,
Yeah. Last thing I would want to say to Jazz is that this idea that you're going to, if you're going to then, like, let's say Jazz makes real good progress on RC and LR and then is like, I'm ready to take the test now, but I haven't even looked at these games. And right now the test has games on it. You might then be able to start studying games and knock it out of the park on the games. But the idea that you're going to, I don't know, it's just, I wouldn't be adding that back. Would you?
I mean, the only reason to add it back would be if you're just absolutely crushing it in LR and RC
Yeah.
and you don't have
Well,
any more
there
progress to go
there
there.
also might be cycle considerations, right? Jazz, I have a feeling that Jazz is thinking, "Oh, I'm just going to take it in August of 2024, maybe one more backup and then apply right away."
Sure.
And the problem with that, Jazz, is that you might end up taking it a third time or a fourth time or a fifth time. So if you want to expand your timeline but still apply for 2025 admission,
Hmm.
I would encourage you to, yeah, consider taking some of those tests with games. It's a little bit awkward while these games are expiring, but you could take the test in like April, June, August, and then you'd still have two more backups in the fall. But the April and June test will have games, so if that's part of your plan, you should probably just study games from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just an awkward transition. There's nothing we can do about it. Like the between now and June, it's going to be strange because we're going to have more and more of these students who are like maybe taking it with games, maybe not taking it with games. So I don't really know what to tell Jazz.
Well, what about doing games for a month and seeing what kind of progress you make and see how much you like games? Because if you can see yourself getting to -0, then yeah, do it.
Games is the hardest section though for most people when they start. And I have a feeling that, somebody like Jazz saying, I'm going to take it in August of 2024, it's like Jazz realized that the games are gone in August of 2024. And that's why Jazz wants to take it in August of 2024. And
Yeah.
that's my hypothesis. That's what I'm assuming. And so if you're like everybody else, Jazz, then games, yeah, when you did your diagnostic, games was your worst section. But you need to remember that it's also the section that if you're ever going to score perfect on a game, on a section, that's probably the section that you're going to score perfect on.
Hmm.
So I know that's hard to believe when you're only getting, single digits in points on a timed section, but we see people all the time go from single digits all the way up into scores in the 20s or even the perfect 23. We don't know. And in a month, you might make dramatic like in a month from now, games might be your best section.
Yeah.
And at that point, you should definitely be taking a shot at, yeah, probably the April and then the June test.
April, June, and then also be ready to take August and September without the games.
Right. And you'll naturally be ready to take it because you will have been studying LR and RC along the way, right? Games is
Hmm.
only 1/3 of the test. So if you just use the daemon as it's normally built right now and study all three sections of the test, then after the June test, you can flip that toggle. Actually, after the June test, we'll flip the toggle for you. And because the daemon's just going to default to games free
Yeah.
starting in June, right? I imagine like the day of the June test, we're going to flip that switch.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Email daily at lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.